welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, and I'm here with your readings for June the 17th through June the 23rd. So listen, thank you for all the likes, shares, comments and new subscribers. I really appreciate you. If you're new, I hope you enjoy these readings and that you will return again next week. If you are returning, thank you. Guys, I really appreciate your love and support of this channel. Thank you so much. These are general readings, guys, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Please don't assume that everything I say here is applicable to you and your life. If you would like a more in-depth, personal, more tailored reading, then go to my website. The link will be below and you can see the types of readings that I offer. And there's a range of prices to accommodate everyone. Now, another way you can support this channel is by checking out my Patreon page. I post things on there that I don't post anywhere else, though I have to admit this last week I have been a little laxy-daisy in posting anywhere, actually. That's a story in and of itself. But I do, so check out my Patreon page. You can support this channel for as little as $1 a month. Actually, even little if you want to just do a one-time donation. And no donation is too small. It's all really helpful. And you know, and it's okay if you can't do that too. You know, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Share it with your friends and family or on social media. Now, I also have a Facebook group, guys, and it's a closed group. If you can, the link to join that group is below in the show more section. In fact, all the links are below. The links to the other videos are below. Everything should be below. All the links to the videos, all the other videos, if you're checking out your sun, moon and rising. These readings come in 3 sections. The intro, which is this, and then the weekly astrological aspects, and then the tarot reading. So if you're checking out your sun, moon and rising, you can skip the intro and the astrology section, and those timestamps will also be below. Now, what do I have to do? Yeah, in my group, every 2 weeks I do a live feed, and you know, and I do kind of astrology for what's going on in the day, and then I, you know, have my cards and I do readings. So it's fun. Join the Facebook group and we discuss, you know, you can post something in there, you know, that's uplifting and positive, and we'll all love that. I am releasing, I am starting a course, a 4-week course on how to meet your spirit guide. I will be releasing that in the next week or so. I'll be releasing the date. The first ever course will be an interactive course. I will be present, you'll be present. We'll do it in a 4-week section, 1 hour each week, 1 evening. So we will, you know, that information, it's really inexpensive for a 4-week course. That's, you know, that the information on that will be, go to my website, you'll see it. And so I'll be releasing a promo for more information on that shortly, and you can check that out. And other than that, hey, let's go to your reading, shall we? Hello and welcome to the astrology section of your reading for the 17th through the 23rd. Now, Monday, June the 17th, the full moon in Sagittarius happens at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, the full moon is when the sun is opposite the moon and illuminating it. That's why it's so, such a beautiful, it's directly opposite, so it's beautiful and luminous. And full moons shed a light on the truth. It kind of lights up an area of your life that needs addressing. Now, the moon receives that lovely light from the sun's giving the light. The sun is in Gemini, right? So this full moon is about communication. Gemini rules communication. Now, the moon is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is also about the truth, right? So, and it can be about litigation, the legal system, and injustice. Look, Sagittarians can tell you the truth in such a way that it can be offensive sometimes, because it's really, one might say, the brutal truth, right? Brutal honesty. So Sagittarius is about being truthful, right? And the moon is about showing you the truth. So there will be an area, it depends on where this full moon happens in your natal chart as to how it will affect you and which area of life it will affect you. Now, this is a karmic full moon, and full moons are always about completions, endings, and letting go, right? So perhaps we need to think about how we can release our karmic debt. And it's also about, you know, making the right decisions so that we're not accruing more karma, and that we are, you know, sloughing off the karmic debt that we have accrued in the past. The moon in Sagittarius is about idealism, sensitivity, and compassion, right? And it's relatively close to Jupiter in Sagittarius, and that Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and it's about optimism, positivity, faith, religion, and philosophy. We might be redefining our beliefs during this time, and perhaps there's a change in our belief system, or, you know, it's kind of shifted somewhat. I'm not saying a drastic change in, you know, your belief system, but it could have kind of shifted a lot. It might have got more deeper and more meaningful. And this change has probably been coming around for a little while now. It might be a good idea to ask yourself, what has changed for you? What has come to fruition that you perhaps planted a seed of at the new moon a few weeks ago? The energy around this full moon will be really intense, that it's so intense that you may feel a little restless at times. So you could be longing for adventure or long distance travel, perhaps even a spiritual retreat might be on your mind. Listen, we need to make choices that release karma, and we really don't want to accrue any more. So do your best not to judge others, and respect where they are at in their journey. Neptune will be playing a big role this week also. It has for a little while now already, but we'll talk more about Neptune in a moment. So it's really important to practice sensitivity, compassion during this full moon. Tap into that sensitivity, and it is about idealism. It's about, you know, helping others. How can we help others? How can we help the collective? That's what we need to be asking ourselves. It's kind of an exciting time, I think. Now, on Wednesday, Mercury gets really up close and comfortable with Mars. It feels like the pace is picking up, right? Things kind of move a little faster. You're more inspired. You know, your mental energy and acuity is abundant. So you're really on point. Now, you could kind of have aggressive language and perhaps and sarcastic communication could be likely. There may not be any filter from what you think to what you say. You know, that can occur. And look, this is really great for journalists and reporters, because you get right to the point really fast and, you know, quick without any messing around. You can be a little impatient during this time, like, oh, you know, you're thinking quick, you want the answers quick, that kind of energy. Now, on Friday, the sun moves into Cancer. Yay! Happy birthday, Cancer! Now, on this day, it is also the summer solstice. It's like the midsummer, right? It's the longest day of the year. It's when the sun is at the highest point. And so, therefore, the day is really long. So there's something to celebrate. Now, also on Friday, Neptune stations retrograde. Now, this is like your mind playing tricks on you. It's kind of confusion. It's a bit foggy. It's dreamy. You know, pay attention to your dreams, both during the day and at night. And be aware that you can go off in your head, right? Because, you know, when the planet's been slowing down for a little while now, Neptune. So creativity and, you know, and spirituality and intuition and psychic ability are all at play. You know, interest in the occult, like, you know, tarot and astrology is very, you know, people are very interested in that right now. It kind of feels like molasses, like you're walking in molasses. It feels like you don't get anything done. You feel it's a very distracting kind of energy. The best way to channel this is through creativity. You know, writing a story, writing, you know, visual arts, you know, video, anything that's kind of creative. That's how you channel this energy, and that's how you get the most of it. That's co-creating with it, right? Now, on Sunday, the 23rd, Venus opposes Jupiter. You could be spending a little too much time in the mirror, darling. It's very kind of, it's vanity oriented, right? It's very important how you look. You want to look fabulous. You want to feel, it's that kind of energy where you take people for granted and you take situations for granted. So it's like a feeling of entitlement. Just be aware of that. Be aware not to get too egocentric during this time, or, you know, I'm better than you, holier than thou, you better love me and you better do what I deserve it. Darling, it's very that. So luxury is appreciated, beauty, art, you know, that's perhaps where you should channel that. Not looking in the mirror, but looking at something beautiful like art, you know, listening to a beautiful music. That's where you can channel this energy. Okay, guys, let's go to your card, shall we? Hello, Leo, and welcome to your reading, your tarot card section of your reading for June the 17th through the 23rd. Okay, Leo, your birthday will be up soon, in about a month. All right. 3 cards for Leo, please. What wonderful gifts, guidance, and blessings can you give Leo for this coming week? 3 cards for Leo, please. 3 cards for Leo. What wonderful gifts, guidance, and blessings can you give Leo this week? 3 cards for Leo, please. 3 cards for Leo. Oh, there's 1. 2 more cards for Leo. Oh, that was about 20. Oh, somebody has messages for you. We're not taking the 20. Okay, 2 more cards for Leo. Oh, there's another one. 1 more card for Leo. There it is. Okay. Now we have the clarifying cards for Leo. Okay, clarifying cards for Leo. More shuffle. I've been shuffling them. Okay. Please clarify. There it is. There it is. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. And please clarify. There. Oh, you've got 2. Oh, that's so interesting. Okay, here we go. Okay, Leo, here are your cards. The first card out for you is the Emperor. Clarifying, the Emperor is the Temperance card. I had to double check that. And then you have the 2 of Swords. Clarifying the 2 of Swords is the Empress. So you've got the Emperor and the Empress. Royalty, darling. And the next card out for you is the King of Swords. And clarifying the King of Swords is the Four of Cups and the Two of Swords. Yet again, a different deck. Okay, what's going on? There's a decision, obviously, on the table for you. The first card out for you is the Emperor. He's the King of Kings, darling. He's like in charge of it all. So he brings structure and order into any situation. So you are being asked to bring in structure and order. So maybe things have been a little overwhelming for you recently, and you're being asked to cross your T's and dot your I's and get everything organized, because then you can kind of work from a place of organization. You need to kind of get everything, structures and rules need to be in place in order for you to move forward. Now, the next card, clarifying the Emperor, is the Temperance. So this is saying everything in moderation. So maybe you're working too hard, you need to moderate that. Maybe you're, having too much fun, you need to moderate. Whatever it is, you've got to find the middle ground in everything. It's not about cutting things out or stopping something. It's about finding the middle ground. It really is about moderation. And the next card you have is the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is you have a decision to make. There's a decision on the table for you, Leo, and the fact that you're not making it is kind of blocking you from moving forward. This is a time, when, look, you've got it on the next station too, right? And this is like, this is a cross sword pointing down, and these are cross swords pointing up, which is kind of interesting, right? You're blocked spiritually and physically. There is, you may have a physical block, and you may have kind of a spiritual mental block. You have to make a decision. You have to, because in both cards you have the blindfold on, right? So it's like you're refusing to see the situation, and in refusing to see the situation, you're blocking the energy. Clarifying the Two of Swords, you have the Empress, and the Empress is the number 3. She is about, you have to kind of get in touch with your feminine side and creativity. She's extremely creative. And so the Empress is this wonderful creative energy, right? This feminine energy. You're being asked to get in touch with your femininity. And she manifests abundance, right? But if you're refusing to make a decision, and this is so funny because it's pointing down, so it makes me think, earthly manifestation, riches and what's happening on the physical plane, you're blocking yourself. So you may have a creative block in some way. Whatever decision that you have to make, I feel that by not making it, you're blocking manifesting wealth. And I feel that, if you get in touch with your creative side, if you take the blindfold off and see what's actually the truth for the situation, look, we're all being shown something in some area of our lives, what we need to take care of, what we need to address. So you need to take the blindfold off, you need to look at it, you need to make the decision to move forward and do so creatively. You can, by not making that decision, you're blocking the energy of abundance, actually. And then the next card you have, the King of Swords. This is about seeing the truth in a situation. It's about doing the right thing for the right reason. It's about not taking any shortcuts. There's a truth that's being shown you, and it's almost like you're refusing to see it, and it's like you're in fantasy land and ignoring it. You're blocking yourself from any kind of success in terms of, personal success. Okay, so look, clarifying the King of Swords, right? He's like, he's one of these characters. He comes from a place of logic. He doesn't come from a place of emotion. So this is somebody that somebody might have, this could be a judge, it could be a lawyer, it could be somebody, something could be coming down, that a judgment could be coming down somewhere, a new job, new apartment, it could be litigation, it could be in the courts, it could be something like that. It could be a new, moving to a new country, a new city, whatever it is. There's a decision that's being made that could potentially change your life, but you're a bit distracted and you're not kind of looking at it in a realistic way. You have the Four of Cups clarifying the King of Swords, right? And next to the Four of Cups is the Two of Swords. So here you are, this decision again, and you are in Neptune land, totally not seeing the gift that's being given you. You are missing an amazing opportunity by not kind of paying attention, if you will. It's just kind of, I'm getting that some of you are just on the hamster wheel and just kind of taking care of things as it comes up, but you're not really stopping and looking, surveying your whole life. And there's something that you are missing that is a huge gift. And I think it could be a decision to perhaps you need to decide to move on from a job, or this is definitely a situation that's like a job, an apartment, where you're living. It's something, a situation rather than a person, I think, in this situation. I feel that you really have to, see, it's everything in moderation. It's like, don't be distracted by things. Really be present. Come in the present moment. Use your creativity. Take the blindfolds off. You need to see something. You're going to be shown something, but you need to really look so that you can take care of it and move forward. And, it promises to be really successful if you do. Leo, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it on your social media or with friends and family, and comment. I always answer every comment and respond to every comment. So, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week.